CodeGray Smith, aka CodeGray, aka the Leroy Jenkins of hip hop. Yeah,
CodeGray all day.
All day. When I say CodeGray, y'all say all day. CodeGray?
All day.
CodeGray?
All day.
Remember that for later. Okay, check it out. I am not a Christian rapper. I am not a scripted actor. I am a Christian, and I am a rapper, and I was born to preach the gospel until I'm dead or raptured. But art is truly an expression of self, not product to appeal to masses to get wealth. I'm going to quit hip-hop before I quit keeping it real, even if I never reach fame or a record deal. Matter of fact, when I look back in the rap sack, the early stuff I did was incredibly whack. And I had no one to sit and listen, like you beautiful people. And I had the talent, but no vision. But stuff has changed, and I think I've got there. I'm to the point where I'm writing most everywhere. So now, whether you think my stuff is great or I stink, here's some CodeGray raps. Let me know what y'all think. Alright, so check it. One of my main passions is that ignorance gets on my nerves. And I think it needs to be eradicated for smart people. And smart people will understand what I'm saying when I say this. And I said it before I heard Dr. V. Hill say it in Live Calling, so. Legit! True story. Our nation is dying because the people can't think for themselves. And it's going to hell because the mass media makes out the word of God to be a joke. And the sad part is that we mostly earned it. It's like we're fighting a war and we give all our ammo to the enemy. Why? Let's fight back, but we don't have to be violent. Just lift up your voice. Don't be silent. There will be opposition to the message we proclaim, but you can't preach a gospel that you can't explain. The message is the truth, but we take its credibility when we can't represent. The message is heaven sent, but without the rhetorical ability, then you lose efficacy. But you see, I'll ever be the lighthouse lining up the lamp for ships. From my mouth, fighting not with hands and fists, but with ideas. Because those are immortal, and if philosophy is wrong or immoral, then I'm a sinner. Even still, I'm saved by grace, but wisdom is a virtue, so I'll seek God's face. It might be offensive, but it's still true. So much is false, but I still push through. It's like a PSA where I can say that I see what I must do. I devote my life to defending the absolute inerrancy of the word. But that's not the message you heard from the world. They say we check our brains at the door, so I take that opinion and I drop it to the floor because we stand on the side of the absolute truth. We cannot succumb to thinking that because of our youth, that we somehow know more than the people before, that the elderly are ignorant dinosaurs because they built the foundations of everything we see. We should approach the past with a sense of gravity because the people of old were just like us. So let's prove that we can actually be worthy of their trust. Let's go. Woo. All right. Woo. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Let's kick it up a little bit different. Let's take it back to middle school. Okay. Let's talk about some real life stuff that happens. This is me kind of philosophizing about the middle school experience.
All right.
In story form. In rap story form. Have some fun. So I'm at the youth group in the booth like usual, working that thing like a cubicle. When suddenly I noticed a familiar noise. It was a group of girls talking about boys. Jenny said, "Did you see Alex in his tie and suit? He's so hot and he thinks I'm cute." So another answered back, "Hey, that's great for you, because you're so pretty and you catch all the dudes, and everyone likes you, so why wouldn't he? He wrote on your wall for all of Facebook to see. He'll ask you out soon, you can trust me, but he probably thinks that I'm ugly." And at this point, I can tell she's calling for help, because she's dealing with a broken image of self. But her friends ignored her and moved right on, and I thought to myself, man, what's going wrong? So they kept on going, and they moved on by, and a little bit later, see, I saw the guys, and Alex, the dude from before, was truth stretching about how far he went with Gretchen, and how we got to hold hands with Stacy, and got a little kiss from Gracie. But I could tell that he was just selling his lies, and it was all a show when I looked in his eyes, but all the dudes around him were buying it. There's a limit to my patience, and he's trying it. He's acting like a ladies' man, naming so many, and then one of the dudes asks about Jenny. And Alex said, "Oh, her, she means nothing to me, but her dad lets me play on his PS3, and that's when it became quite clear to me that dudes need a lesson in priorities." So service is over, and I go to leave, and I drive to give my mind reprieve. I wonder if things have always been this contorted, if kids' concept of love has always been this contorted. They try to grow up fast. They get into commitment without any maturity to match. So I get home and then I go to grab a bite, and my eyes behold a familiar sight. Mom and Dad are on the couch and they're watching TV. I know they love each other and I know they love me, and their relation is the basis of my family, and just like that, the answer comes to me. Maybe it's a problem just in middle school, but I guess it's a stage that kids go through. If my parents got it right, maybe they can too, but first kids got some serious growing up to do. All right, I got a few more here. Got 3 more pages. I gotta get through. Y'all having fun? Is this all right? Cool. So my friend, my roommate and I, Adam. Just to give some background, we were talking about that video, Why I Hate Religion But Love Jesus, and you all have seen it 5 times. You know it, and so we were talking about it and just discussing what was in there. I said probably one of the reasons that this thing is so popular is because it looks so good, it was so well produced. And so that led me to this phrase, people are attracted to fancy packages. And this is what kind of came out of people are attracted to fancy packages. People are attracted to fancy packages, and it doesn't matter what's inside. The marketing campaign determines the content with the true intentions to hide. Public opinion is the dominant philosopher of the day, and he knows more than you. So let the world burn down as long as we're entertained as we laugh at the bucket brigade. Because see, freedom is overrated, learning leaves me frustrated, and thinking is just too hard. Let the professors do all the thinking for me, because they couldn't possibly be wrong. So what if I get D's? At least I'm not that dork Cody who writes those weird rap songs. If that's the case, pass me the bucket and get the water out and let me sound the alarm. Yeah, I'm young at 19, but I'm like an old man. I'm a philosopher, so you know I can. Hear a sermon, cut it to the roots, tracing complex lines right back to the fruits. Because ethos and logos and pathos are needed if ignorance and apathy are to be defeated. This generation has been led to believe that they can't make a difference. So I study with diligence. So what do we do when it all feels hopeless? It's the whole reason I wrote this. You must learn all you can without losing your head, and please don't misunderstand this. I don't mean the thing that holds your brain in, because that would be easy to do. I mean your critical thinking skills, man. Why should you think like them when you can think like you? Don't take anything at face value if you aren't sure that it holds up. Research it for yourself and think it through, because I said that's what's up. Because it's gullibility. When you're just learning the facts, professor says, take time out to find out the truth for yourself that you'll never have to second guess. Because I'm a young at 19, but I'm like an old man. I'm a philosopher, so you know I can. Hear a sermon and then cut it to the roots, tracing complex lines right back to the fruits. Because ethos and logos and pathos are needed. Google it. If ignorance and apathy are to be defeated, this generation has been led to believe that they can't make a difference. So I study with diligence. Let's go.
Amen.
All right. This is old. This is an old poem. I used to just do poems. By the way, I consider myself a poetic rapper or MC, which is what they're called in hip hop. So I'm a MC. But anyway, that'll come up later. So this is old, and yeah, I think it's called Flawed, and I think anybody who's dealt with any kind of self-esteem has dealt with this. In fact, most teenagers probably have. I see myself as weak. Everyone has it better than me. It's so easy to waste away in self-pity, because nobody knows me better than me. And all this insecurity, I think we can agree, is silly. We're all miles from perfect. Everyone has a fatal defect, but all we see is our own reflection. Others' faults are hidden from our own perception. To think that anyone is good is the devil's deception. We're all wicked sinners, every last one. But the Spirit, in the form of a dove, comes down with love. The Spirit in the form of a dove comes down from above and shines on the one with the face of love and makes everything okay. So goodbye, self-pity, I need you no more. When I see my own flaws, my knees hit the floor. He lets me know that I'm more than okay, since before time again he was a fan of CodeGray.
All day.
Yeah! And you can feel better. He's a fan of you too. And not so much the band, but the one who's listening to me read this through. So if I throw a pity party, tell me to shut up, give me a hug, and remind me of God's love. Because see, if he can count the sparrows that flock on the tree, I'm pretty sure he knows how to take care of me. Woo! Woo! All right, I got one more, okay? And if you haven't figured out, I love hip-hop. Like, seriously. And please don't get your pitchforks out. Lil Wayne's not that good. The thing is, I feel like God has given me this, interest as my own language, as you can probably tell, to be able to say things to people. And so I think that there's a lot of good things that, came out, that hip-hop culture is created that can be used to, send messages that need to be sent. And so, but people, to me, look at the, popular rap and say, oh, that's stupid. You can never do anything with that. And so, to combat this, I have written this. All right, I'm actually going to do this like a song. H-I-P to the H-O-P. This is the song for the real MC. H-I-P to the H-O-P. See, this is a song by this man Cody. There's a problem that's constantly bothering me. Most people can't appreciate a real MC. Yeah, they know I tell jokes. They know I play guitar, but they can't comprehend when I spit good bars. It makes me tear up and it makes my heart torn that people don't see rap as a real art form. They think a few bad apples ruin the whole bunch, but hip-hop ain't dead. It's just out to lunch. So bring it back, hand it to check. Listen to my words, hit the lyrics you can check. See me up in Jitterz, that's a microphone check. Plus you know I got the wordplay that you really must respect. See, you don't have to do that gangsta stuff. You don't have to be hard or outrageously rough. You be who you are and represent yourself and make real rap people take rap off the shelf. H-I-P to the H-O-P. This is a track for the real MCs. I can't defend what's popular today, because see, most of those raps is just easy to say. But now, CodeGray is coming out to play. I'm here rocking the mic in my own way. Rapper with no money, that's a po-MC. Poetry in my lyrics, that's a po-MC. Third verse might hear some poetry, or maybe not. Gonna have to switch it up with that flow MC. But back to the point, please don't get it twisted. Not the whack stuff, check the realness instead. Whack rappers is gangsters, collecting bills. Real MCs is people, improving on skills. Who cares if you're paid and you're topping the charts? See, it all sounds the same, you're not advancing the art. See, I guess I understand why all these people hate, because what they're hearing now isn't all that great. I admit it's slow now, but with drugs it gets high. Rappers brag about their crimes and the albums people buy, but hold up, it started out just having some fun, and now it's staying out of jail while you're blasting your gun. But I want to take it back, show you what it is, for it was infiltrated by the music biz. Some ghetto people in the South Bronx playing records at parties. No joke, real talk. Kool Herc brought the b-boys out to the floor. Flash brought the crossfader with the records back and forth. Graffiti art covered the trains of NYCs, and MCs do lyrical dexterity. So explain to me how it came to be so inherently just scaring me. I guess problem is in humanity. Morality is a casualty. I guess I have to be the epitome. Show the people what they actually want to see. Cause structure is like a liturgy. It doesn't change, and I don't mean currency. So H-I-P to the H-O-P. You should come back to life and rescue me. But I contemplate, and then I see. If it's dead where I'm at, it can live in me. If it's dead where I'm at, it can live in me. Just like Christ, I'm dead where I'm at, but Christ lives in me. So if you all have seen the real MC, check it out. My name is DeJuan Cody. Peace. You've been lovely. I'm done now.
CodeGray.